Hey guys, Foxtrot here with another Why Not Jungle video. This video series explores the less popular junglers or those considered off the meta and just talks a little bit about them. This episode is on Jungle Irelia, Wicked's favourite champion and hard carry fighter, normally seen in the top lane or destroying carries in the late game. There's also going to be another Phoenix giveaway, this time for a Nasita and Imora, a gaming mouse and mouse pad. Stay tuned towards the end of the video for details on how you can win. In addition to that, at the end of the video I'll also be giving you details on how you can influence which champion I feature next in my Why Not Jungle videos. So what are 3 positives for playing as Jungle Irelia? Well, firstly, she has some really good sustain and she very rarely falls low on health. Secondly, she has some very good late game power, and finally she has fairly decent ganking abilities, good but not amazing with her gap closer and her slow or stun. However, what are 3 negatives for playing as Jungle Irelia? Firstly, her clear speeds are pretty slow, definitely below average. Also, she has low early game pressure compared to the other junglers. And finally, she has very low burst, especially early on into the game, that can make ganking difficult if your ally can't provide a decent follow-up. Her kit caters more towards sustained damage in the late game as opposed to burst in the early game. So what are my overall thoughts on Jungle Irelia? Well, Irelia is often viewed quite highly on people's not junglers but could be junglers list. On paper, she has quite a lot of appealing qualities and fits multiple criteria such as sustain, gap closers and CC. Whereas Irelia isn't the perfect jungler, she's certainly better in the current jungle environment compared to in the past. The reasons for this is because she benefits more from the single target focused clearing and the increased gold incomes that junglers are afforded nowadays. The reason why this high gold income really helps Irelia is because she has a very high gold threshold, and with 6 items is a complete monster. And on the flip of this, she doesn't perform very well without many items, so she does rely on getting that gold in order to get the items to be effective. She also hits a fairly big power spike when she gets 2 core items, and this is usually a Triforce and a Blade of the Ruined King, but she's pretty weak before she gets to that point. As a jungler, it takes longer to get those items because not only do you get less gold than a laner, but also you have to spend gold on a jungle item to survive and jungle efficiently. All in all, this equates to some low impact early game and also makes playing her kinda risky. And despite being a late game monster, you have to argue that there are champions who are just as good as Irelia in the late game that hit a power spike earlier on in the game or can have more high impact early games, usually because of decent clear speed, people like Master Yi or Jax. Still, having said all this, if Irelia can get going and snag a few kills, which is tricky but far from impossible, then she can function as a fairly threatening jungler. Although when all is said and done, I would not recommend maining her in ranked as her flaws are significant enough to hold her back. So some tips when you're playing as Irelia jungle: you can jump to a low health minion which will kill it, reset the cooldown on your Q, and then from there you can jump to an enemy target. This means it's easier to engage onto far away champions in a game. So that does it for this Why Not Jungle video. If you guys are interested on the more specific details on how I like to play my jungle Irelia, I am going to leave this graphic on the screen for you guys so it will teach you everything you need to know. And if you guys want to influence which character I feature in my next Why Not Jungle video, then all you have to do is to follow me on Twitter, which is @FoxtrotLol, and then tweet me using the hashtag WhyNot with your suggestion for what I should do next. And last but definitely not least, I'm very happy to do another Phoenix giveaway, this time for a Imora and a Nasita, which is a gaming mouse pad and a gaming mouse. All you have to do to stand a chance of winning this great prize is to follow me on Twitter, which is @FoxtrotLol, follow the Phoenix guys on Twitter as well, and then tweet at me with the hashtag PhoenixFoxtrot saying why you want to win this prize. I'll put all of those details in the description so you can read over them for yourself. But thanks very much for watching, guys. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you in my next video.